guys, welcome to the next video. So today I'm going to be doing a Wet n Wild review. Now obviously I've heard of Wet n Wild before, but the foundations is what I was really interested in because I'm really kind of focusing on my skincare and body care, because as we get older we really do need to invest in ourselves and particularly our skincare routine, diet, health, everything like that. So there was two that I wanted to try, but I think I'm going to be leaning more towards Dewy today. So the ones that I'm talking about are the Wet n Wild, and it's their Photo Focus Foundation. So this is in matte, and you get, is it 30 mil? Yeah, 30 mil, and this is their Dewy. So there is a little bit of a difference in colour off screen, I can see, but so matte and Dewy. So I'm going to go for Dewy today. I hope everyone is well. I've had, if you've looked at my Instagram, I've had just come off this morning a 2-day, I should say 3-day really, shift. So it's been long, but that's what support workers do. So I have done my skincare. All I need to do really now is my primer. And I'm actually going to be using my Exler oil. This is from Queso. Queso are an amazing skincare brand. They're primarily in beauticians, but I have been getting them, and I will link down below my first ever Queso purchase. This is Exler oil. It can be used on your face. I sometimes use it in the end of my hair, but what we're going to do is use it as a primer today. So we're going to do that. I'm excited to do this because I've been a fan of Wet n Wild for a long time, and it's nice to finally be trying a foundation from them. I'm really just making sure that's rubbed into the skin. You can see my skin does come up red really easily. You can see that from what we're doing. And then if there's anything ever remaining, always just kind of put it in your neck and décolletage area. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be using as a primer, and you can use it as a primer. You can also use it as a nighttime treatment. It's really multifunctional for me, really multi-purpose, and it's fig and mulberry as well. So Queso, I would highly recommend them as a brand, and that's for any skin tone or skin type, so sensitive, oily, combination, normal. They do everything. Basically the one I got, which I will review below or link below, was the sensitive skin one. So now that we have that done, I'm going to be using a blender for this today, a beauty blender. I've got my mirror here. I just want to put it down a bit. So I think I'm definitely going to use the Dewy, only because I do need all the help I can get with having that dewy look. See the effect even the Exler oil has given me now. I need that. I will try the matte at some point. I will link below where I got them. Again, it was Amazon, both 30 mil. But to me today, I think I'm going to go with Dewy. So it has a little doe fur. There's not like a, it's just like that. And we're just going to pop it on the areas. I'll be super careful with this. That we need covering. I hope everyone's well. My next Juice Plus order is coming in, and do I need it? I really need it, guys. I've actually also gotten the Omega oil now that we're doing the Omega capsules, basically, because they're just, Omega in general is good for memory, it's good for your brain function, it's good for all over body conditioning as well. So I can't wait for that to come. And I'm getting my berry capsules as well, because I ran out, and berry capsules for skincare like mine, you definitely need them, because I ran out, and there's been a week in between shipping, and you can see the difference. Just they start to, so it just goes to show, particularly if you've got hormonal acne like me, how much I need it really, and how beneficial it is really. Okay, so I'm just looking at that, looking at the colour against my skin tone. I'm just going to press it in. I slightly dampened the beauty blender today, because I didn't, obviously with brushes, the majority obviously of the product does go onto your skin, but it tends to kind of, the foundation blenders, beauty blenders even, tend to take a lot of the product. So I slightly wet it. I didn't do as much as I usually would, particularly when I'm testing out a product for the first time. Getting over my because at the start I actually thought it was a bit darker, but now kind of looking all over the area, I'm kind of liking it. So dewy would definitely be, for me, looking in the mirror. You can see my pores. Oh my goodness. I have such a rush on skincare when I'm in work, because on overnights you can't really sit there and do your whole kind of, not pamper as such, but I can't spend basically as much time as I'd like to, you know, in my evening routine when I'm at work, for obvious reasons, doing an overnight, because it's just not, it's not really realistic. So I always feel better when I'm at home with my skincare, because I can really do what I really need to do, spend as much time in it. I guess what I'm saying is I don't have the time. I don't have like the time I would have at home. So I'm just looking at that. That wasn't a lot that I put on, and I'm really liking it, apart from obviously the remainder of a breakout that's just going. I'm loving the dew. It definitely is dewy. Definitely is dewy. Yes, and there isn't really a difference in skin tone, which is really good, because it needs to look natural. I might just a little bit more just over the eye area before, or on the nose area, before we go ahead and do our concealer, which today I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I can get this off again now. And this is becoming a... So I'm back. Sorry about that. It got a little bit of a stubborn top here that wouldn't come off, and probably didn't help the fact that I had queso oil all over my hands. So yes, we're back. So I'm just going to do a little bit more around the nose, a little bit just here and here. Okay, very good packaging then. Obviously you can't get into it very easily, so you got children, they're not going to be very able to get into it too well, which is good. Okay, so I'm loving it. It's very warm. It's giving me that very warm, healthy glow. It doesn't look out of place in terms of color tone. I really like it. I really do, guys. And I think I'd imagine, and I will try the matte, but I'd imagine you get really good coverage. Obviously it just wouldn't be the dewy with the matte either, but the off screen the colors looked different. This one looked a bit warmer, but this is what they look like together. This one I feel is a bit more yellow toned than this one, but this is the matte, this is the dewy. The dewy is what I put on today. So I'm going to go ahead now and do my concealer, but I really like this foundation. I'm really liking it. It will be interesting to see how long it wears today, because I am in after school, so that'll be interesting. So what I'm going to do now is go in with my Camo Concealer from e.l.f. And I got this on the e.l.f. website. e.l.f. are an amazing brand, I think, and they, for the money you spend, they are really good quality. And I am running really low on this. I've got my hydrating one too. You can see that. So how is everyone doing this week? How was everyone's weekend? I'm going to actually go in then with the e.l.f. blender, which has kind of got that tipped edge for your eyes. And let me just wet that as well. I'm using my Fix and Radiant Spray from MAC even to dampen them. So I'm just going to gently press in. I'm really loving this as well for my freelance kit too, because obviously every client has different shapes in terms of their faces and their eyes, and it's got just the right point and tip just to get that concealer just on point. So it's really good. Loving it. It really is so handy. Okay. Okay, let's just get the... if you leave it to dry too long, it can sometimes dry into, there we go, it's better just keep pressing it. Okay. I do have obviously a little bit of a breakout here that's just on the end of healing, so if we take that into account as well. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just set everything, and I will be setting it with my Maybelline Matte Maker, and I got this in, mine is in Nude Beige, number 20. So I'm going to be setting that today, and that's from Maybelline New York. It's like a twist off. Let me know if you've used this foundation. I'm sure you have. What you think of it, what your thoughts are. So again, I'm going to go in with my, this is just from Superdrug's own. It's like, I always call it an all-over purpose brush. So I'm going to be going in, but first of all, I'm just going to buff some foundation in. I usually can buff this or liquid foundation in. So I just, with my Real Techniques buffing brush, you get really good at the product getting on, and then you just, I just dab. There we go. And it doesn't take away from the sheen or the dewiness. Now today, my contour and my blush, of course, are Kiko Milano. What else? Absolutely need to next month get some mascara from them and other things. Okay, so let's put the colour back into the face now. So what do I think overall? You can definitely see the dewiness coming through, absolutely. Coverage is really, really good too. And the colour match was really good, because online I've been finding it quite difficult to match, obviously with the pandemic and things like that. I've kind of preferred to go online. But yes, it looks amazing. I think it looks natural. It looks a bit like a second skin in that term. So I would highly recommend it, really. It is a photo focus as well, so I imagine it's for pictures and things like that. I imagine it's absolutely fine. I will be checking that out. I will put photos up too. So let's move on. Now, Kiko Milano, I think, have become my best friend in terms of makeup. I absolutely love them. It went down really well. If you remember in my last video, I got a call halfway through, and it was from one of the brides, and I decided to bring it with me on her trial, and it just went down so well. Beautiful. So mine is in this is the bronzer, and it's Flawless Fusion number 101. And if you remember my last video, I said I definitely think I could have gone a little bit darker, but it's buildable. So we'll do that in a moment. But what I want to do first is just do the brows. I've just cut my brows on the camera, and I'm like, girl, do the brows. So I'm going to do them. I'm using this mirror again today. I think I showed you the other day. I got asked to actually link down below where I got it. This is it here. You can see it's got that multi-purpose lights, which I like to use, but they don't do anything in terms of kind of visual, anything like that. But it's very pretty. So yes, I'm going to do the brows. Again, this is from e.l.f. And this is their ultra precise brow pencil, and it does come with your brush as well. So I'm just going to brush them quickly into place. I waited a little while to record this morning until I had a shower, because my skin just gets so red coming on camera. Sometimes when you're trying to review something, the skin kind of takes over because it takes so long for my redness to come down. So that's probably why I waited a couple of hours today. And mine is it's just in a medium brown. I don't know if there's a specific name to this. No, I just got medium brown, and it's a twist up as well. So we're just gonna, here, I actually could probably do it. Use my Kiko Milano mirror. Okay, just gives them that depth and that natural look. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Let's move on to the bronzer. I'm just so happy with this bronzer. I want to get other ones too, but the fact that it's buildable, I guess, is a really lucky thing, because it isn't. You wouldn't think straight away that it is a bronzer, but I swatch it for you there. You can see it there, very light. But when you see it on if you haven't seen my other video, you might see now what I mean. I'm going to use this one here. This isn't good. It's just a Superdrug own brand. And I'm just going to start the top. It just, sorry, it gives that sun tanned level look. Sometimes I do like a darker bronzer, but I guess for where I'm going today, this is good. So we're just gonna dip into it. And this is baked, so they're baked in Italy. And I'm a real fan of the blusher I got too. So today I'm kind of doing a casual contour slash bronzer because I am going to be in after school. Yes, okay. Now the reason I doubled up on the Juice Plus berries, guys, is because my skin is just going into acne overdrive. And I'm not just talking about my face. I mean, there's a one here that's broken, you can see here. And it's just kind of quite random, and they can be quite painful as well, if I'm honest. And I do remember, obviously, when I continuously took the Juice Plus berries, my skin just really helped. Obviously, I did a healthy diet, and you know, everybody has their weekends or days where they just want to, you know, cheat on, you know, or just have anything kind of junk food wise. But if I even have, like, I've noticed if I have crisps 3 days later, I'm breaking out. It's just so, that's how crazy it is. So this will be my 3rd year using Juice Plus now, and I'm going to go back into it because my skin really needs it. And they're quite painful too. I mean, that's gone down now, but it's funny when you wake up and you go, oh, did I sleep funny? And then you've got like a little dot that's quite painful. So that's what that's been like for me. So I'll be happy when they arrive next week. So this is the little bit smaller, and this is the Kiko Milano blush, and it's in Unlimited Blush in, did it actually have, it just said 06, I remember that. 06, yep, Rouge. And that's what that looks like. And again, I think I said before in the other video, I do think this is a dupe for, I mean, if you think about it, sorry, I meant Laura Geller. So Laura Geller and Kiko Milano are both made in Italy. They're both baked makeups. And so they bring the same effect, and you can certainly feel the difference. I've got a lot of blushes, but the texture really gives it away, the fact that it's baked. And the only reason I can tell it's baked is because I got that Laura Geller set that had everything in it. So this is the swatch here. So we're going to pop this on. You can see it just brings out the cheekbones really nicely. Really fresh too. I've started to go, as I said before, it darker in blushes, because I think that kind of brings my face back into color a little bit. Paler seems to kind of make me look a bit ashy. So I am really loving the darker blushes. So that's what it looks like, and I just love it. Oh my goodness. I want to keep putting it on, but I know I'll look like a clown if I keep doing that, but it's just beautiful. Yes, so that's, I think it's just 06. So if you're looking for it, I got mine on Amazon. It's just 06 Unlimited Blush. It does say Fuero, so maybe it's Fuero. Okay, and again, let me just show you there. And let's do a swatch as well, just for you. Let's do one here if the light. So that's what it looks like. Let's do a little bit more. Yeah, so that's it there. But you can clearly see kind of on my cheeks what it looks like, and you could build that up if you wanted to, but it actually gives me definition. It actually gives my face definition. It kind of brings out my cheekbones, even though they wouldn't usually be kind of so prominent usually. So again, really, really beautiful color. And again, I will link below where I got them, which was Amazon. Kiko Milano obviously have their own website, and they've got obviously everything, you know, they actually have a lot of creams as well and skincare, which is really interesting. So yeah, so that's our blush and our contour done. What I'm going to do today as well is I'm actually going to go back into Kiko Milano, and we're actually going to just use the bronzer as an eyeshadow. So what I'm actually going to do is I only have one brush, because that's the only brush I need, and this is just my Menage 5116, and I'm going to take some, and I'm literally just going to put it above the lid and give that warm chocolate kind of light brown look. I think it suits it really well. So you could double this up as an eyeshadow, as I have, and you can see you wouldn't be able to tell because the consistency, because it's in a smaller amount, has made the colour a bit more prominent and bright, whereas you wouldn't tell these are both this. Basically, you couldn't tell that I'd used the bronzer and the eyeshadow for one product, but you know, you can, because when it's a smaller consistency, it brings out a stronger depth in colour. So that's what we're going to do there. So yes, I'm loving it. I really am. I've got a couple of lipsticks today. One is from the e.l.f. Duo Day to Night, which is probably what I'll wear today. I'll show you now in a moment. But yes, really happy. I think it just gives a healthy glow. In the middle of winter, you want to look good. You want your body to, you know, be the healthiest it can be. A lot of our mental health at the moment. I know I've struggled last year for sure. I'm actually going to try and start like a gratitude journal, something every day that I can just almost push those negative thoughts out of my mind. And it's not easy to do. It really isn't easy to do, because people on the outside might look like they have everything and they actually don't. They have, you know, I think a lot, what I've learned over time is the happiest people sometimes are the ones that struggle the most, but just want to make other people so happy that gives them validation, but actually in the end their mental health is actually quite low. So making something, you know, of yourself every day, even if it's the slightest thing, even if it is, you know, exfoliating your skin and looking in the mirror and putting your moisturizer on, if it's having a phone call with your friend, having a FaceTime with family, you know, going over to a friend's, even if it's once out of the 2 weeks or the month, anything to just make yourself feel a little bit better, I think is going to really count, particularly as we're hoping, fingers crossed. I know Ireland, all of the restrictions have lifted as of yesterday, so Mum was telling me about that, and I know here we are definitely in the UK lowering the restrictions too. I'm not sure about America, in Boston. Well, I'm sure my dad will be able to update me on that this week when I talk to him. But yes, you can this is multi-purpose, multifunctional. You could, if you wanted to, if you really liked the colour, you could use the colour as a eyeshadow if you wanted, but I thought it's really warm. It's a warm colour. It gives kind of, it radiates a little bit of kind of life, and I'm very particular. I try to really look at the eye colour that I have and try to focus on what would suit it and what wouldn't draw me back and make me look a bit ashy. So yes, so what we're going to do for our mascara is, this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and I'm going to pop that on. So what I'll do is I will stop the video now, put this on and come back. Hi guys, so I've put the mascara on now. I did about 3 coats, and it's just, I think, just at the right level for daytime. You could put lashes on if you want to too. I've actually gotten a couple of e.l.f. lashes and popped them in my kit, because I've got a special occasion, and they're just the right length, I think, for the occasion that I'm doing. So talking about e.l.f., this is their Day to Night, and it's their duo lipstick basically. So you've got night and day, and I think I've shown you before, but I'll show you again. This is night, which you could absolutely use as day, that deep rich red, and then I'll show you day, which is kind of a medium red rose, medium kind of rose in between pink and red. So we're going to use that today, and it's got that pointed tip as well. So let's do that now. These shirts is riding up me. So I'm going to just use the tip here. So don't forget to play around with colours, and not don't forget, but don't feel like you can't, because for a long time, just talking about skin tones and colours, I definitely wore the wrong colours for my skin tone, and that can actually happen. That is a thing. like in terms of me now using the darker blushes, because I think pink blushes make me ashy, where when I was younger it actually was absolutely fine. So as you get older, not your skin tone but your color tends to change too, particularly if you live in a colder area of the earth, of the world, so like the UK, or you know, somewhere very, very cold, whereas we're in the sunshine all the time, your skin is getting that vitamin D, it's going to have that kind of tan, it's going to be getting lots and lots of goodness once you're safe with this suntan, you know, and you don't go overboard with suntan. But what I'm saying is that adapt to your skin tone as you get older, because it will show on your face, and that's why I'm kind of mixing around the last while, kind of looking at what really suits me better. And I definitely think those darker tones, depending on obviously the eye look and the event and the lipstick and everything, are definitely what is bringing out the warmth in my face. So yes, absolutely. Let me know if you've tried Wet n Wild. Now this is really moisturizing as well. They're so soft and moisturizing. Some of the lipsticks can get, even the higher end, get really dry. They have a really, really nice color, but you know, you can feel as you go on, you're kind of trying to really manipulate it around the lips sometimes because it gets so dry. And so that is the lipstick, and I think it's just the right amount of strength in terms of color with everything else that we've done on our face today. And I am going to go in one more time, I can't help it, and put some blush on. I just can't help it, I love it. 06 is in this, the blush, if you're looking for it. Again, I will link everything down below. So let's go in. I can't help it, I won't overboard, but I'm definitely going to go in again with my Real Techniques blush brush, and we're just going to put that on. I look a bit like Moulin Rouge at the minute, but I actually like this. I like it a lot. I'm off camera, you know, it doesn't look as intense either as I'm looking in the mirror. But I'm really liking these products, because the thing is, Wet n Wild, Elf, Kiko Milano, they are on the lower end, so they're very affordable. And you can build a really good kit with that. Just your personal kit, you can build so much. You've got Elf, which have so many amazing products. I mean, I've got their putty primer, I've got their eye primer, I've got a lot of their products. As you know, I've done a couple of Elf hauls before, and I think Kiko Milano is definitely something I'm going to kind of build upon. And the Wet n Wild foundation, I think, just really does complement everything we have done today. It almost shows through with the dewiness, even though we've put on the powder. So I'm very, very happy with that. Obviously haven't tried the matte yet, and that will probably happen maybe in the spring, you know, when my skin is kind of a little bit more, not as dry. But I think dewy foundations for me in the winter time are just what I need, absolutely. So this is the dewy, and the matte is here. There you go. So that's what they look like together. So you've got the matte and the dewy. And you can see there's a slight, maybe it's just me, but I see a slight different color in this one than I do in the matte. Warmer, and I think there's more of two yellow tones. One is a little slightly darker than the other. Warmer is probably the best way to describe it. So yes, this is the finished look. I really would recommend Wet n Wild foundation. I really enjoyed using it. This was my first time using it today, actually. I tend not to put makeup on in work, but I really, really enjoyed doing this with you today. Do let me know any videos you'd like me to do, any products you'd like me to review. I really, really think that Wet n Wild would be something that you could really invest in. I'd like to try their blushes too. I'd like to try, I know they have a couple of, similar to the Elf quads, I know that they have some eyeshadow quads as well. So that would be really interesting to try. I hope everyone is well, and that you have a really good week. It's Monday today, the 24th. I can't believe January's gone so quickly. It's just crazy. But I really do hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you very soon. Bye guys.